The inner work is the act of going deeply within and looking at our shadows, looking at the pieces that we do not want to see about ourselves and that we maybe don't like about ourselves.
And if you kind of tune into your life right now, you will see that unless you've transcended your shadow, that there are these inconsistencies in feeling expanded. You know, there's these ups and downs, and when we begin to do the shadow work, we have more consistency with these feelings, and it's really the shadow that brings us out of those high states because it is addicted to suffering.
And the deeper we go, the more consistency we are going to experience on a higher vibrational level of consciousness, and we will rise in higher and higher and more expanded states. The capacity to feel love, to feel joy, to feel presence and wonderment is going to increase. And
the shadow is attracting a certain reality in the subconscious realms. So until we transcend this, or we move through this and we process this, we'll be attracting a certain reality into our lives. And this is the thing, in this situation, the grass is greener on the other side actually applies, because as we move out of the shadow, we open ourselves up to a completely new way of being, and we can never think of how it would be whilst we're in the shadow. It's only when we pierce through that we actually experience and live this new way of life and this new vibrational frequency, which then also attracts a different perception, a different life patterns, different people come into your life. So it's like you upgraded in version 2 of yourself. It's like once you move through that veil, it's just beyond words and beautiful, magical.
And doing the inner work is an act of alchemy. So what happens is when we face those inner darknesses, those demons, we may want to call them, those low vibrational emotions, they alchemize within ourselves into a higher version. So it's not that we really cut anything out or we get rid of things, but it alchemizes. And through that power, through that light, that energy, that divine energy that flows through us, the more we allow ourselves to go deeper within, through that will it illuminate the darknesses and will allow the darknesses to then dissolve into the light, and that will create these experiences or imperiences which we are sharing about.
So if you would like to deepen your shadow work, then we do offer sessions and we really dive into these, where the source point of these, where the shadow was actually, where it comes from. It's like deepest root, childhood traumas, situations with parental others and society program, all the rest, all of it we dive into, and we help you really abide in that higher self consciousness.
And when we do this work with the sessions, it helps us to go deeper within, and then through that do we activate the higher. So if we want to go into further activation and further opening, all we need to do is go deep within and have our roots firmly in the ground. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in with us. If you feel inspired by this, please leave us a heart and leave us a comment as well if you have any questions. Until the next time. Namaste.
Namaste.